It's approaching a year since the club lost one of their greatest ever, Sandy Jardine, a much-loved figure around Ibrox and Murray Park, and he is sorely missed by all. To remember their idol, supporters, along with the help of the club's liaison manager, Jim Hanna, raised money to commission a bust of Sandy. It will be permanently placed, appropriately, below the Hall of Fame board. Artist and personal friend of Sandy, Helen Runciman, was chosen to create the bust, and Jim Hanna is thrilled with the final masterpiece.
Helen had a connection with Sandy and the club. Sandy liked her work and contacted Helen to do some stuff, and you can see some of the stuff that's up here just now, in the top of the marble staircase with the founder fathers, Tom Valence and so on. She did quite a few things. She did a couple of paintings for Sandy as well. When it came about, when the fans had decided that they wanted to raise money to get the Sandy bus done, they'd approached myself just to organise it. So I thought the best person to do it would be Helen Runciman, because she's obviously very friendly with Sandy and she knows Sandy, and the paintings that she's done of Sandy have been absolutely outstanding. So we commissioned, once we got the money together, we commissioned Helen to do the bust, and as you'll see when you look at the bust, and it's an absolute stunning likeness. Being on the marble staircase is just fitting place for Sandy to be as well, because everything involved round about this area, whether it's the blue room, the manager's room, even the international caps you'll see outside the trophy room, and stuff in the trophy room. Sandy Jardine did all that. It doesn't matter where you go in this stadium, you just get the feeling that you're walking by a place where Sandy said. You can see Sandy's touches everywhere, and the bust is absolutely outstanding. Sandy actually knew about it before he died, and I was in his house when I told him, that the fans were going to raise money, and the club had agreed, given us permission to put it on the second landing, just one up from where Bill Struth was, and he was delighted, honoured. In fact, his words were, he said, "I'm really honoured for my family," and that's his typical Sandy, because Sandy was always speaking about other people as opposed to himself. Obviously he was honoured himself as well, but to be on the marble staircase where in a match day all the hospitality and tours all come up there as well, and to see Sandy there, it's a fitting place for him to be, and he knew that himself, and he was delighted with it, and I'm sure his family will be when they see it as well. She's left a special legacy, touched the hearts of lots of people, fans, players, managers, not even Rangers fans. I mean, even when he played for Scotland, he played in a really good Scotland team. There's a lot of fans, Scotland fans remember Sandy as well, so he kind of touched the hearts of those as well, and even Hearts fans as well, because when he left Rangers he went to Hearts, and he won the Player of the Year award there as well. His history in football and outside of football, and what he did for the fans when the club was in trouble. Sandy and myself were the front runners in starting the Fighting Fund, which helped the club going. Went into administration, helped raise money for the club as well. And there was a walk to Hampden, and that just, if it needed be, that just cemented with the fans what the club meant to Sandy, and what the fans meant to Sandy as well. We led the march with tens of thousands of Rangers fans behind us all the way up to Hampden to the SFA offices.
It must have been incredibly hard for Helen to do, just working off pictures, so she's made an incredible job of it, hasn't she? She's
made an absolutely fantastic job. As you quite rightly said, it's all came from pictures. She had a lot of pictures herself, obviously, for the paintings that she'd done. I think the most important thing, she had Sandy in her mind, the same as a lot of us have. And from an artist's perspective, when you go to do something like that, you need sizes of the nose, ears, the head, and back and front. I tried to get as many pictures sideways from behind for the top as I had of Sandy, so when Helen had asked me to come up to the studio, or Murray Roxby had asked me to come up to the studio to have a look at the bust when it was in clay form, and I went in to have a look at it, and I was speechless when I saw that. And then Helen's a wee bit worried that there was something wrong with it, but I was just speechless because I just didn't know what to say. I was just like looking at him, and the bus has just turned out the same way.